How do you know your wheel bearing is failing and due for replacement? When a wheel bearing is barely failing in this initial stage, when it's going bad, you're gonna hear some sort of noise. It can make some sort of growling noise, some sort of metallic noise. It's gonna make some sort of squealing noise, chirping noise. Basically, it's gonna make all sorts of noise. These noises are gonna be consistent, especially when you're driving. Here is an example of a bad wheel bearing that's making some sort of noise. Now we know it's making that noise. Let's remove it and take it apart. Let's find out why it's making that noise for this hub bearing. You can see here, it's still lubricated, still got grease. Okay, I see what the problem is now. So the ball bearing came out of place. When these ball bearings come out of place, it's gonna start to move around in there and bang against each other, making that metallic noise and that metal on metal noise. The next sign that you know that your wheel bearing is falling apart and failing is going to be your wheel start to wobble. Basically, the wheel attaches to the stud over here, these studs, and this is how your wheel holds in place. As you are driving, if there's a lot of slack and clearance, your wheel starts to wobble as well. As you can see here, the bearing is completely worn, and this wheel bearing just moving all around and wobbling. So in the next clip, I'm gonna show you guys an example of one of the work I did of the wheel wobbling. To properly check for bad wheel bearing, first thing first, remove the wheel and go ahead and grab the rotor or the stud and rock it back and forth. If you notice there's a lot of play over here, that means your wheel bearing is literally falling apart. Make sure to rock the wheel side to side and rock it up and down in all directions. That's how you know that you'll have a bad wheel bearing when there's too much play. Let's talk about why wheel bearings fail. So the most common reason why wheel bearings fail is going to be water, it's going to be dirt, it's going to be mud, it's going to be sand, it's going to be little rocks, it's going to be the bearing is not lubricated enough, and so on. The reason why wheel bearing fail, number one, is going to be natural wear and tear, and number two, it's going to be caused by this seal. If this rubber seal over here starts to go bad, obviously dirt, water, little rocks, etc. is going to find its way in and start to interfere with the ball bearing function, eventually cause increased friction, and it's going to cause it to rapidly wear out. As always, thank you for watching and subscribe to Top 5 Auto Repairs.